I'm fresh because I took a shower and I just got out. But next week I have time. Today's date, I'm gonna say the date because I'm probably gonna forget what the date is later. 28th of July. Yeah, so 2014. But yeah, so from the last video to this one, a lot of stuff's happened again. There's actually three things I'm gonna talk about. Just that need prayer, events that happened that need prayer for as well. First, I'm gonna talk about one thing. We did this camp for the teens this week. I was gonna do a kids camp, but it didn't work out, and so we did teen camp, and it was super amazing. It was so awesome. There were so many complications because it was the first time I did this, and with Karen and with Simon's mom, and which is really difficult because I planned everything out before, and we get to do it, and then it just does not come out the way it should have come out. And it was rough because there was we had three teams. I did it was a mix of Survivor camp mixed with Metro Kids camp, and it was or Dallas Metro camp. That's what they call it. Not Metro Kids camp. Dallas Metro camp. Dallas Metro Kids camp. I don't know. One of two. Anyway, so it was a mix of those because I did Survivor camp games mixed with Metro Kids. The games that we did for Silent County School when we went out to the sites and stuff like that. Like I put some games of those games in there along with Survivor camp games, and it was really sweet. It turned out, in the end, the truth, it was really super awesome. All of it. It was so worth it because you could see so much change in a lot of the kids' lives this week and this past week that when it happened. It was so cool to be a part of that and to know, that I was there and be able to, just help, make that change in their lives. And there was one night where I was talking about the truth, or about God's amazing love. We talked about. I used the lesson plan from, or the devotional from Metro Camp and Dallas Metro Camp, and I used that for my lessons this week for the services, and we talked about the second day is the way of never-ending love, and I said in Spanish the way of the true love, because what it is just the true love of God that never ends and never fails, never gives up on us, and I was talking about that with them, and it just told me we need to, we can't go on living life without that love. We can't go on doing the things that we're doing, saying that, oh yeah, I live in with God, but if we don't have that love, then who are we? And just said the more things and stuff like that, and there's just a point where almost all the kids were crying, almost everybody, and there's like these tough guys here that were like, I'm too cool for school, that were crying, and I was like, wow, it's just like how much God impacted the lives of these kids this week. And just like one of them came to me, and we had a prayer time, and I said, if you guys need someone to pray with you right now, and you need help, you don't know what to say, you can come to me and come to Karen. We can pray with you guys. The girls, and guys, the guys. Guys with me, girls with her, and one of the boys, Jair, he came over to me and said, could I talk about that night too? And it was like, that's the only way that because I said nothing can ever separate you from God's love. Nothing can ever separate you from God. If you walk off the path, then you're always gonna be brought back on. But the only way you can truly, because I read this in the Bible, I need to check it to make sure 100%. Because I read it before, and I don't want to tell the kids that and scare them, because I halfway did it to Yair, I believe. But I said, if you fully 100% reject God and say, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore in my life, get away from me, I don't want you, then that's the only time where God will leave, when you truly 100% reject God, truly. There's somewhere in the Bible where it says that. I need to check that fact, because I really, because, well, I have to make sure that that was right. But anyway, because there's somewhere in the Bible, I've read it before, but anyway, so yeah, he came over to me and said, I feel like I've rejected God before because I stopped going to church. And I'm like, yeah, here, it doesn't matter if you go to church or, you stay in your house and about God or whatever. As long as you spend that time with Him, He's there always. He's never going to leave you. And he was crying. He was in tears, and he didn't know what to do, and he was fiddling with his fingers because he was so nervous and upset, because he was like, I stopped going to church, and now I feel like I've rejected God. And I'm like, if you don't go to church, doesn't mean you rejected God. And it was just, it was, it was cool to be there to help him out and just to console him and just be like, hey, God's here for you always. He's never gonna leave you. If you didn't say to God's face that you don't want anything to do with him anymore, and you're done, then you're okay. Again, I gotta check that, but and then he, I gave him a hug and said, for anything else, and we're here. We're here for you always. I'm always here for you. Checking time. Make sure I'm not going too long. 5 minutes, okay. But it was super sweet. There was a bunch of games that we did that didn't turn out to be fair, and the kids got upset about that. One of the kids, Jonathan, his name is not Jonathan. You guys would know, but he was on the red team, and he got super upset because their team was in third place all week, and it was still the first day, but there was 2 games in a row where his team won first place, but it wasn't fair how it happened. The first game, it was still treasure hunt, scavenger hunt thing where I hid 5 clues, and they'd have with 1 clue they'd go to the next clue, next clue, like that, and so that's what I did for one of the games. But at one point there was kids outside that weren't with us that saw me hiding the clues and then put them in our spot, and one of the clues got lost from the green team, and so I said, "So you know what? We're gonna." I almost didn't finish. And you know what? I'm gonna cut this game out. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna do a different game to later on or tomorrow for you guys to get those points. And the one kid, Jonathan, got mad. And then we played a game right after that where they had these little baby cups, and they had to sip the water out of the baby cups as fast as they could, which was really funny. But again, the red team had a cup that we couldn't find. We couldn't find lids that are all the exact same size. We found 2 of the same size, and one of them wasn't the same size, and so it was a lot easier for the juice to come, or the water to come out of that cup than the other ones, and it was for the red team, and so he finished super quick because the holes were bigger in the lid that he had than the other ones. To sip it out, and so he finished first super fast. And so I said, you know what, that's not fair either, because and even though the other kids that had the 3 holes in their cup, and he just had 2, but the holes were big. And so I was like, I'm gonna cut that game out too. We'll do that game. That's not fair. Then when Jonathan got all upset, and he just left the middle of the camp. Didn't come back the whole week. And I was like, are you serious? And I told him at the beginning, you guys, one of the rules was if you leave here and walk to your house and don't come back, you will not be refunded your money. It was only $3 to come here, but for the food all week. But it's I will not give your money back if you do not. If you leave, I will not give you your money back, and it won't be taking points away. You will be sent home. You will be by. So yeah, he left, and that was a bummer. And then other things with the games not being fair. There was so many things that happened this week. But I've learned that if I'm going to a camp, I need to go to a place far away from home so that they can't walk home, and that there won't be an issue of, oh, my mom wouldn't let me leave at the hour that you told me to, or my dad wouldn't let me leave, so I came an hour late because I had to do 500 chores before I left the house. It's one, if you need to do things to do in the morning before, and if not, then if you can't get up at the time, then you do as fast as you can and get over here when you're done. I mean, really, just get up and do it. No, I can't get up. You can get up and earlier and do the stuff you need to get done. I don't know, it was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous, up to a point where, one of the families does not want to see me ever in my face, and doesn't want their kids to come to the camp, to come to the church anymore, for the kids' stuff. For church, fine, but, took one of the people, main people from the church, which is really upsetting. Really is. Taking time. Yeah, so I'm going to go long. But anyways, overall, I'm saying it was a great week. It was really sweet. It was awesome. It was fun. And I'm definitely super excited to do it next year, because it will be happening next year. If I do a kids camp and a team camp, then okay. If not, I'll just stick with a team camp, because it was easy and it was fun. I can say that. It wasn't easy. I can tell you that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Doing it was a little difficult because I just the week before, like I said in the last video, if I ever put this up, what happened, it was rough to get everything together for camp because I didn't have money, and so and everything didn't come together. Luckily, there were a lot of kids that they pitched their money in to buy water balloons, and they, because I don't know where the kid found them. Josue found a bunch of water balloons somewhere. I don't know where he bought them from, because I'd never find water balloons ever in my life. But he found them in the Sobres, and it's the swap meet that they call it in English, I think. That was that was up here, and he found them there. I was like, wow, I don't know how you got this, but okay. He brought like a frisbee that I needed. He brought me like a volleyball net that he asked to borrow from somebody so we can play our volleyball tournament. There was a bunch of stuff he brought, and like they all pitched in together. It was really cool. They did that, but it was super week. It was super awesome week. Bunch of changing the kids. It was really sweet. But yeah, that was that. Nothing happened. Checking time. I'm way too long, but anyway, Israel, Sammy's cousin, and his aunt, and his two other girl cousins, was the mom of the family. Wendy's her name. Got in a fight with Israel's dad, and they separated. And now they've been going from house to house of the family. They were here a couple days with us, and Israel stayed with us for a week. And so I think I said this in that video. I don't know if I did or not, but they got in a fight, and now they're struggling to find out where to live, and it's really ridiculous and hard, on everyone. And I'm trying to be the best I can for Israel. But if you guys can pray for his family, that'd be great, because it's just really tough on them all. Yesterday, I was over there, and they're all crying. His mom and Israel's mom and Israel's aunt, which is Simon's aunt too. They were crying, and the kids were crying, and all this stuff, and it was super hard. I've been trying to be there for Israel ever since this happened. To be there, to be like, hey, I'm here for you. I care about you, and everything. I was trying to do everything I could for him, and I still am trying as best I can. But he went with his aunt that lives 15 minutes away from here in a car, and so I don't know if I'm going to see him soon at all. But I don't know if you can just pray for him and his family, because it's really rough. Really, really rough. But last thing, I mentioned this other video, which I was going to, I forgot. Miguel Moroni left forever, which is really, really, really rough on me, because the day I was going to go visit them. Well, the day was a soccer game. I went to. It was when I was getting everything fixed to the car thing and all that stuff that I talked about in the last video, and I didn't get home till 4:30, so we were playing the game later in the afternoon. I went for Moroni. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna play a game. Is he here?" And his dad told me, "They already left." And I'm like, "Oh, where did they go? They left for the game. They went for the game already?" No, they left to Puebla, which is the name of the city where they went to, really down south, good 2 days in taxi. I mean, and if you go in the bus, it's 2 weeks or 2 days, and if you go flying an airplane, 3 hours, but still, it's a long time. So that made me sad. I cried because I felt really bad, because the next day I planned on going into their house and being with them all day, because I hadn't been able to go visit them on Mondays like I usually do. Checking time, getting done with this, and it just made me really upset because they left, and they didn't tell me. It was so sudden. But the thing is, they had left that afternoon at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They had left. The thing is, Miguel told me, I called him today, thinking I was able to talk to him today. His dad let me talk. His dad being super cool about everything. I'm going to explain something in a little bit. What he's told me. But Miguel told me he went to the church to look for me because they were leaving, but I wasn't there because I was out getting the car fixed and all that stuff. That stuff was a joke, It's like, really? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so but I was talking to his dad today, and I went to go call them, but they weren't answering, and so instead I just started talking to his dad about stuff, about why he didn't go and stuff like that. He told me he was going to go. He just had to get still taking care of the house still, because he still, I guess, I wanted to buy the house before they left, or rent the house, something like that. I don't know. And something about he had to get his ID still, because he had lost his ID, so he was waiting for his ID to come in, and it's going to be in 20 days. He said something like that, and then he's going to go down there and live with them, down there, of course. And so I'm hoping there's something in the back of this thing. It's bring me as well, because I have bumps on my lower part of my body, my legs and my back, and it really in other places, and it really itches a lot, and I don't know where they came from, and it's been here for a while. And if you can pray for you guys, because I don't know what it is, and it's really freaking me out. It's not like chicken pox or anything like that. It's just I don't know what it is. But please pray for me. But anyway, so I was talking to his dad about, he's telling me to go in a couple, good 20 days, and he asked me, if you want, you can come with me and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, what is it right now? But no, he'd asked me if I wanted to come and go there to visit them. And I was thinking, like, you know what? After all this crazy stuff, I need a vacation. I need a break from it all. It's like I don't want to leave Mexico, but you know, it's like I need a break from here, from Tijuana, for a little bit. You know, just to get myself rested and just, you know, stress relieved and all that stuff. I feel like if I leave, then I'm gonna be stressed out because, you know, it's like I feel like when I'm not here, that nothing's getting done, which usually happens. But anyway, so yeah, so they asked me that, and I'm thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna do it. So I don't know. That might happen in 20 days. I have no idea. It'd be sweet because, you know, it's like all the time they promised me I'm gonna go there and play with them, I didn't. And, you know, to go there and to be with them for a couple of weeks, you know, that would be super great, you know, to do that, to be there for them. And Moni's birthday's, you know, around that time we'll be going. It's the 15th of September. And, you know, he's actually going. He told me he'd wait for me, and I think I would be going to like at least 21st of August if I went. So I would be down there maybe, you know, good 3 weeks, maybe. It's like I'd love to be there for Moni's birthday and then leave the next day or something like that. You know, it's like I need to get away. I just need to get away for a while to get my stress levels down, to calm down. It's like it's been a rough 2 weeks. I can definitely say that, but I mean it's all worth it. It's just I need a break. Pray for me, guys. Pray for the kids. Pray for his family. His family again. Moni's are down there right now. It's changing their lifestyles and stuff like that. Their families down there, which is cool. So again, Moni are happy, but can you just be with them and just I just can pray for them. I got to be with them, and yeah, pray for the teens that the stuff they learned this last week, really sticks with them. I gotta go. It's busy going along. Peace, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for helping me out. I think watching this, I don't know if it really does. Who watches this stuff? Who watches stuff? No, but seriously, you watch it. But yeah, that's it. Bye. I'm going to bed. Bye.